We talked about this a little bit last week. Concord, maybe the biggest flop in gaming history. PlayStation has just announced that it's being removed. It's being taken down. Servers are being shut down this week. How insane is that? We're going to talk about that. What kind of ramifications does that have for the industry overall? And do we see this game come back? What does this mean about creating games as a service? As far as that is concerned, is it doable? Is it impossible? Is the market just saturated at this point? Or were there some big mistakes here by Concord? I do want to go over it because it's such a huge disaster. I don't know how else to put that from top to bottom. I think it's worth studying and go over. We're also going to talk about Capcom. Capcom bringing their fighting collections finally to Xbox. It looks like there was some framework and engine issues, but the technical problems have been resolved. Looks like it's coming to Xbox One and Xbox consoles. It won't be coming this year, but it is coming next year, so we'll go over that. There are some new Game Pass editions coming this month already. 5 new titles joining Game Pass in the month of September that we know about so far. And these look pretty, I'm excited. I'm excited for one in particular that drops tomorrow. We'll go over those. And then last but not least, some kind of bad news here. Enotria, the last song, there's some controversy surrounding it with the CEO coming out and basically saying that Microsoft's customer support and not customer support, dev support is not being helpful to them, that they're being ignored. That has been 2 months till they get since they've been talked to, and so the game is being delayed over there. Is that a bigger problem from Xbox? It's not the first time we've seen this happen, and I think something probably needs to be shored up there on the Xbox side, but we'll talk about it and go over it here in just a second. Before we do, though, don't forget that like button and subscribe to this channel. My name is X1 the Gamer. We cover videos like this all the time. If you're a gamer, if you're an Xbox fan, this is the channel for you. Make sure you subscribe. Also, share us with your friends. It's a good time. We hang out every single day here. We do have a Discord, a community Discord that's open. I've linked it, pinned it in the comments below, so make sure you come over. Let's continue the discussion there and join us. Okay, so let's get into it with Concord. Here's the story over at Verge by Tom Warren. Sony is taking Concord offline on September 6th after a disastrous launch. Absolutely huge. It's a short story, so we're going to actually read the whole thing and then talk about it here. Sony is taking Concord, its latest PlayStation game, offline on September 6th following poor sales of the game. The first-person shooter Hero launched exclusively on PS5 and PS on August 23rd, so that goes, 2 weeks ago? But estimates have put sales at under 25,000. Concord also only managed to hit an all-time peak of 697 players on Steam, which is lower than the launch peak of Lord of the Rings Gollum, widely regarded as the worst game of 2023. We talked about this on the X1 Bros podcast, actually, and with our amount of listeners, I think we could make a game and easily beat that. We could make a game. It's not I think. We could make a game, a crappy game, and easily beat 695 or 697 peak all-time players on Concord. That number is astounding. I have never seen anything like it from a multi-million-dollar game with the backing of Sony, with as much noise that it made online. Controversial noise, sure, but noise nonetheless. You think there'd be at least 1,000 people that want to check it out. To put that in perspective, some games are considered, to be failing. The Ubisoft first-person shooter game that's out there right now, the articles are being written that it's not doing great, and it's at 25,000 daily active users. So you can see how bad 697 is an asteroid Armageddon type of number that's out there, and I'm just absolutely blown away by it. I think it's a combination of things why this happened. I think number one, it's a $40 game in a free to play model arena genre. I think that also it didn't do anything to set itself apart. When you're this late to the game, you have to really set yourself apart. You have to not just be as good, because a lot of people that play it say the mechanics are pretty good. It's a pretty decent game actually overall. You can't just be as good. You have to be either wildly different or exponentially better, and I don't think they did either of those things. I think they had a lot of controversy surrounding the characters, with the characters, receiving pronouns and stuff like that. That didn't help it, but even there, I'm not sure that had that big of a difference, because maybe it did. But I would think that what is the saying? Any kind of press is good press. So even though that was negative press, it still got press. You'd think again, you could hit that 1,000 player mark. I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking there, but here's what PlayStation said. Quote, "We have decided to take the game offline beginning September 6th and explore options, including those that will better reach our players," says Concord game director Ryan Ellis in a PlayStation blog post. "While we determine the best path ahead, Concord sales will cease immediately, and we will begin to offer a full refund for all gamers who have purchased the game for PS5 or PC." So it looks like you're getting this $40 game. You're getting refunded here on it no matter what. They're starting refunds right now. I think with the amount of time and money spent on this, I think you have no choice but to bring it back free to play to see if you can recuperate some of your losses here. Now, in doing so, it's going to have a whole other relaunch campaign here. If you do that, there's also risks to it, because if you relaunch it as free to play, and it can do better, sure, but if it doesn't do that well, that becomes a news story in and of itself. Hey, even as free to play, nobody wanted this. Sony, what are you thinking? Et cetera, et cetera. So it's a risky move either way, I'm sure. I just can't see them leaving it out with how much money and time was put into this game. And by all accounts, again, I have heard that it's got decent mechanics, and maybe you just need to polish those up. Maybe it's a little rough around the edges, and maybe you do something to set it apart. Maybe you completely redesign the characters. I mean, the characters, they're just, even look at this screen right here. Look at this. The characters are really nothing to write home about. There's nothing super exciting. If you compared it to an Overwatch cover, for instance, the Overwatch character, they all look hand-drawn. They all look like there's some unique characteristics for each one. They've got, super intense designed armor, intricate designs in their armor is what I'm trying to say, and stuff like that. Whereas here, it just looks a little bit bland even on this. I'm not sure this color palette is the best for this type of genre either. It just doesn't look exciting. I don't know. The smarter people than I will figure this out, but I do think it is worth discussing and bringing up, because this is historic. This is No Man's Sky type of historic drop and flop. Will they be able to have the redemption arc that No Man's Sky had? I mean, Sony, No Man's Sky did it. Why couldn't Concord do it? It'll be very interesting to see what choices are made here going forward. And on that note, let's jump over to Capcom. Capcom and Microsoft find a solution to bring 2 new fighting collections to Xbox. If you remember, these were initially not coming to Xbox, and a lot of people thought it was because of technical problems. Some people thinking that Capcom was just skipping the Xbox because of the Series S. And Jez Corden over at Windows Central, he is on record as actually saying it's technical issues. I think they'll figure out a way here. And sure enough, it looks like it was technical issues. This is over at PureXbox.com. Capcom and Microsoft find solution to bring new fighting collections to Xbox. Is a huge W. What a win this is. Back in June, the fighting collection was revealed to be coming to pretty much everything except Xbox. And then last week, the Capcom Fighting Collection 2 suffered the same fate. There's been talk over the past few months that Capcom's MT framework engine has caused issues with bringing these games to Xbox, and it was suggested that Microsoft was working in the background to try and help out. Well, that's proved to be true. It's been confirmed today that both titles will now arrive on Xbox in 2025. And you can see here's the tweet here. Capcom says, "We're happy to announce that after technical discussions with our partners at Microsoft, Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection, Arcade Classics, and Collection number 2 will release on Xbox One. Both Xbox versions arrive in 2025, so stay tuned for more information." Now, it is important to note that while these are dropping everywhere else this year, they won't be coming till 2025. So it is getting delayed, but it is coming. It does look like it indeed was MT framework engine issues. But good news, if you're a Capcom fan, you're gonna get these fighting games. So big win, big plus there. We'd love to know what you guys think about this. Is this an L overall for Xbox still? Is this a win for them being able to figure this out? Should Xbox maybe have been more upfront with this in the first place? And kind of headed this off to begin with. I don't know. I don't know what kind of communication there was, but I would love to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below. Next up, I'm very excited to talk about the games coming already for Game Pass, and Game Pass continuing to just crush it and prove its value 100%. You can see here, Expedition's a Mud Runner game. That drops today, actually. Then is that the one that drops today? Yes, Expeditions drops today. Age of Mythology drops tomorrow. And then we've got Riders Republic from Ubisoft, one of the, if not the premier extreme sports game. Absolutely love this game. I own this game, actually. I went back and double checked. Did I buy this game or did I have it on trial? No. I bought this game and I played it when it first dropped. Absolutely loved it. Really entertaining. It's kind of a collection / check off your checklist player's dream. A lot of tasks in there to do, a lot of challenges in there to complete and accomplish. That's what makes that game fun. And then, of course, Train World 5. Let's get the dates on here. So Star Trucker, which is not on this list, but Star Trucker is today. That's where I got confused. Sorry. Expeditions is not today. Star Truckers is today. So Star Trucker dropped today, available on Game Pass. And I know of my friend. I have a friend who's very much into the simulation trucking games, and he's jumping into this one. So I'm going to be very interested to see what he thinks of this. We'll connect with him and see what he thinks. Maybe I'll check it out there. But this one right here, coming tomorrow, Age of Mythology Retold. Now, reviews out on it already have been absolutely golden. Everybody's saying that the way that it's been ported over, I'm talking about Xbox reviews in particular, the way that it's been ported over to the Xbox, it's done a fantastic job. You don't miss a beat. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's a ton of fun. It's like Age of Empires on steroids, a modern version of Age of Empires. And Age of Mythology, for those of you who don't know, it's basically it's a turn-based strategy, but you have heroes, and your heroes are these gods, and these gods go in and help you fight them. So if you're really into that, then this is for you. This is one I'm most excited for. I've already got it pre-installed. You can pre-install this. So it is coming tomorrow. Then on the 5th, this week is absolutely huge. We get Expeditions, a Mud Runner game. And then finally on September 11th, which is next week, we get Riders Republic here. All fantastic games so far. Again, the highlights for me right here, Age of Mythology. Absolutely totally stoked for this game. I think Microsoft really leaning into this real-time strategy, turn-based strategy genres is big. Whether you're talking Halo Wars, whether you're talking Age of Empires, whether you're talking Ara, Story Untold, or even going out and getting like Civilization on Game Pass and stuff has been big for them. City Skylines, for instance, they have a really close relationship with Paradox Interactive, which is king of the 4X strategy genre. I think it's big. I think it's refreshing. I think it's a niche that needs to be filled, that can be filled, and that Microsoft is absolutely crushing at the moment. So well done for them. Now, to end on some not such great news here, why are we on Keep On Reading here? Let me actually refresh this. There we go. It must have went off. I wasn't on that page for enough. They don't care about Enotria, and they don't care about you. Jayama Games CEO blasts Xbox amidst indefinite delay. So the Souls-like Enotria, the last song, is being delayed, and it looks like developers are expressing some frustration over the delays and its implications here. Basically, to summarize, let's actually go to the end of the story here. Enotria, the last song, is an upcoming Soul-like heavily inspired by Italian and European folklore. The game is set to launch on September 19th for Xbox Series X and S and PC and PlayStation 5. Or at least it was. The game is now exclusively not coming to Xbox Series X per statement on the game's website. Here is their statement. I actually think this was a well-worded statement for them. The way that they couched this was really good. Unfortunately, at this time, we have to announce an indefinite delay of the Xbox version. We understand how disappointing this news is to the Xbox community. Unfortunately, despite our best efforts and the hard work of our dedicated team, we've encountered challenges that have delayed our release on the Xbox platform. We want to emphasize that this is not a decision we've made lightly. We apologize for any disappointment this may cause and sincerely thank you for your understanding and patience. As a self-published indie studio, your support means everything to us, and we are dedicated to bringing Enotria to as many players as possible. Now, here's the thing. As an independent studio, I think they need their game to be in as many places as possible. And so you can see the frustration here. You could see, where is it? Over here, their community manager said, "We are calm. I think this person is coming up with their own conclusions based on nothing because we never mentioned Series S and we're not paid by Sony." Sorry. So someone in their chat, I forgot to mention, someone in their chat and on Twitter were saying, "Oh, it's because of Series S." No, that doesn't look like to be the case here. A community manager responded, "That's not the case." And then the CEO came in and said They had some pretty harsh words here. You can ask Xbox why they haven't answered us for 2 months. And you can see the pain here because as an independent published studio, you need your game in front of as many people as possible. So you can ask Xbox why they haven't answered us for 2 months. Obviously, they don't care about Enotria and they don't care about you. Oof. The contest is open and store page and submission. We have Xbox Series X and S version ready, but we can't proceed with submission and release. I spent a lot of money for porting and they decided to ignore us. I feel bad. And I think Xbox needs to get this fixed. We've heard criticism about the Microsoft certification process in the past. This hasn't been the first time. Jez Gordon, who wrote this story, actually has documented it in the past. It does seem like maybe with some of the cutbacks, with some of the reshuffling of organizations, that there's a disconnect somewhere here with, getting ahead of these types of games and really providing quality service, customer service anyways, to games that are trying to publish on your platform. Why would you not want, even if this game is bad, just have it on your platform? Why? They clearly want it on your platform. You want them to have it on your platform. We'll see if anything comes of this, but I hope it does. I think it will. I mean, it's got enough press around it that I'm sure there's a behind the scenes, hey, what is happening? Is this on them? Is this on us? Let's get this fixed and figured out. So we'll see what happens here, but stay tuned for more. And that does us for today. Age of Mythology, guys. I could not be more excited for it. I'll let you know. I'll let you know my thoughts. I'll be jumping into this tomorrow for sure. But that does us for today. Let me know what you think. What do you think? What is the game you're most looking forward to here on Game Pass? What about Concord? What do you think is the reason that Concord had such poor numbers? Do you think that they can come back? Do you think if it comes back as a free-to-play that it could have success? Do you think that the issue maybe perhaps that it's launching exclusively on PlayStation? That they've not cultivated this type of player base, but they have other games that succeed there, third-party games that have lots of success there. So I'm not sure that is the case either. It seems like it's just a perfect storm of a lot of reasons over there, but I would love to know your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. Again, if you haven't liked this video, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to us. We're here every day. Have a great rest of your day, guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.